we're coming up looking for a place to build the igloo. And it looks like there's kind of a flat spot right over there. So we'll head up there. Now we don't want to pack the area down too much because we're going to use the loose snow. So we'll go over here behind this rock right here and take our packs off and then go over and pack our floor. We better build right up here, huh? So right here would be the center. Yeah. Okay, so just kneel on down, push these little clips in right here, push that down in and pull the strap all the way out through both pieces, hold it together, turn it over, push in the other one. So just dump all the parts on the floor like that and lay this down with the curved side up here. Then take the end panel, side mark bottom here, and put that on like this. Grab the small panel, pop her on like that, roll it up towards you, grab the U-bar. So then put the U-bar into that slot and slide it down through all them clips, and then tap it through there. Okay, and set that aside. Then we're going to build an 8-foot today, so you take the large poles and you find the one that is marked 8 or 9 right there. So we're going to build an 8-foot today. Okay. So we'll take and put that end of the pole into the socket pole, this red plastic. Slide it in until it clips in. Then we take the small pole, put it inside of the big one, and slide this clip all the way down to hole marked number 1 there. Okay, so I'll slide it down in until the clip pops out of the one that's marked hole number 1. Put the other end of the small pole into the other large pole, into the first hole, which is marked 8 or 9 there. With the pole stake hanging down like this and the pole horizontal, put this toggle handle on top of the pole, and we're putting it into the hole that is marked with a P there for pivot. So that'll go in. You got to do that with the shear out. Okay, so it went into the hole that's marked P there. And it's on top with the stake hanging down here. Okay, that's a pole assembly. Now I'll take and pop the toggle handle into the inside panel there. Okay, so then we're going to put the stake in the center of the igloo. So we'll put the form over here on the edge. And we'll put the stake about right there. Okay, and press it in just until the flange touches, but not, okay, just like that. Because if you press it in too far, the flange flexes some and the stake works its way up and down and gets loose. Okay, so we got everything in. Now we need to take and measure to make sure that we've got room, and we'll be all right there. We'll move that snow before we get there. Over here, we'll be up on that rock a little bit, but we can make do with that. Over here, we got plenty of room. And here, we're right up against the edge. We're not going to have a ledge to stand on, but that'll be all right. Okay, so we're going to start building the igloo right here. and we build a 3-block ramp. So we put that on the north side in the shade because there's a little bit of a geometry discrepancy when you change the length of the pole, and it makes a weak spot in the igloo so that it sags. We're also going to put the center block of that igloo, or of that ramp, lined up with that tree there. So we start right here and fill it 1/3 the way full. Here we'll fill it 2/3, and that'll line up with that tree at the center of the stake. And then the next one will be the 3rd block in the ramp, and then it will finally be full. It's a 3-block ramp. Okay, sometimes the snow is sugar and it doesn't set up very good, and we'll just take and pour a little bit of water on that stake, and that'll freeze, and it'll be solid then. On the yellow panel, the end panel, there's a square to floor line that we have highlighted with a magic marker so you can see it better today with the camera. And the guy that's going to be packing the form, he can't really see that, so I tell him to tip it till it's square to floor. Okay, it needs to be tipped just a hair further, guy. Right there, that's it. Okay, now we maintain that square to floor line for the whole first course. After that, you don't use that square to floor line anymore. You just set the form on the wall and it centers itself up. This right here is not right. You need to have that form so that it is square to the pole like that. There, it's nice and square so that you can move it. If it isn't square, the block will break when you try and move it. It'll bind up. Okay, so I worked up the snow some, pack it down, get some of the air out of it, and I put it into this corner of the form. And the guy packs it in there. Put in another one. Okay, without hitting the form. Whoops, I hit the form. Try not to hit the form because that'll break the block. Just pour it in there. Okay, we're just building a 1/3 block ramp here. So we need to maintain a ledge out here to be able to stand on later. So we start working on that now. We take and pack it. And I'll put a little bit of snow up on it and pack it again. And then just make sure that we never take that snow away when we're gathering snow later on. That needs to be set up, and we keep adding to it until it gets nice and level, and it'll be hard enough later on to support us. Okay, Guy, go ahead and move the form. First he pulls up the toggle, the U-bar, then he releases the toggle so that the pole gets loose. He slides it along, takes it all the way off, pushes the U-bar back in, the toggle resets itself, and he puts it back on the form. And I need to go over here and look at the square to floor line and tell him to tip it just, there you go, that looks good. And now there's this corner formed by the previous block. We throw the snow into that. Enough? Okay. Now while he's finishing it up, I take and pack this little ledge here. Just keep maintaining that. Sweep some snow up on it. Keep building it up. Yeah, the snow here is pure sugar. The surface snow isn't, but the stuff down below, which makes up a majority of it, is all sugar. The stuff that pours just like sand, like dry sand. You couldn't make a snowball out of that hardly to save your life. Okay, I'm working the snow up so that it bonds a little bit better there. I don't want to work it up too soon. I want to make sure I'm still working it when Guy gets the form moved. Or else it'll set up and start getting hard. Okay, here we go. So I try and get it into that back corner. We need to be careful to try and get it to fall off that shovel and just pour off. There we go. Oops. looks like enough. Okay, so while he's packing that, finished packing that, I'll round up some more snow, work it up here. Best way to gather it is to sweep it. I'll sweep it off where he's going to put the form next. And also get in there and pack that ledge. There we are. I'll sweep a little more on it. Pack that ledge very gently. Just add a layer on top of a layer. There we go. Just about. Here we're just hitting the first block of the ramp, and we'll build one more block, and then we'll need to change the length of the pole on the next block. And it actually gets a little bit easier now that when he moves it, he can push the form down and get it loose easier. Okay, so he's reset the form that's on the wall. I lift it up in the air, and then he takes and moves it to hole number 3 for one block. It actually needs to go to hole number 2 eventually, but we'll kind of cheat here and average it out a little bit. There, he's able to push the block down a little bit, the form down a little bit. Okay, now I hold it again, and he puts the hole into number 2, the little pin into hole number 2. Okay, this is actually the perfect position here where we got the snow right on the outside. I just pick it up and put it in there. I try and throw it to the back so it impacts the previous block rather than hitting the form. It also starts speeding up here when you're on the second course, second layer, because when you move the form, he can actually push it down a little ways, and the pole actually gets shorter then and gets nice and loose. Here I'm rounding the snow up. I'll bring it over to where the next position is going to be. By the time he gets there, I'll have a pile of snow already. There's some hard stuff in here. I'll take and break that with my foot. Because if you chop it off, you just wind up with a bunch of chunks. There we go. I'll take and mix this up some. Makes it bond a little better. There's a chunk here, I'll smash it. There we are. Okay. And I'll go gather some more snow, clean up that ledge. Pack that ledge a little bit. Okay, now we're changing the pole from hole number 2 to 3. It's a very short change, so you just go ahead and do it. The form will fit onto the wall nicely. You don't need to cheat on that one. Small one. Yeah, on our other tutorial video, the first one, everybody was saying, well, you had nice cold fresh powder to pack. At least this one here is nothing but sugar snow. Like the sugar snow actually makes it easier to gather, and it's even easier to pack. You don't like hard spring or slushy snow. That's actually more work. You got to pack it harder. Okay, when I can't reach far enough, I'll bring the shovel up, put it in his hand, and let him kind of palm it. When I put the shovelful in, I kind of curl it in there. So we're going to change the pole length now, so I'll lean right on the wall and grab the form, and the guy reaches down inside and changes the pole. So the bottom down there, we moved it from 4 to 5. That's a big change. So up on the top up here, we shortened the pole up by just 1 hole, cheated a little bit basically. Now we're all the way up on the 5th course. He's going to change it back to the first hole again. There's the snow on the rock. You can just tell how grainy it is. And look at this here. It's just, that's nothing but sugar, ice. Pours around like dried sand. Chopping or digging blocks like this makes chunks, and you need loose snow for packing. It's better to sweep the snow off. Leaning against the igloo with your knee helps you reach further. When you're all the way up on the 6th layer, you can remove the U-bar and the outer panel. just peel off the outer panel like opening a book. Now when we're on the 6th course here, we've got the outside panel off. When Guy releases the pole, it just goes away. He can move it real easy. Go ahead and release it. And he just moves it, puts it in place there. And then he pulls with his top left hand, and I shovel and pack the outside. And he holds that inside corner down in there. I go down deep and pack real lightly, fill that crack, pack it in there. Okay, I get another shovel full. One more shovel full. Then we are beyond the center. He can release that lower corner and he can start packing now. Now I'll pack, I'll put it up there and I'll put the shovel, he can push snow against it. We can work like a team and walk along. Okay, get another shovel full. That's probably enough. If you want to leave that corner short again, I'll go up here and pack this corner real good. Okay, you should be able to just move it. Now on the inside, when he untoggles the pole, the toggle actually makes it a little bit longer. So he flexes it with his knee a little bit and makes the pole shorter, so when he untoggles it, it just comes loose real easy. Sometimes when it's a far reach,
right here,
I can slide the pole like shovel like this here and just roll it in there like that.
That's good.
Because it's enough snow. Another block complete. We've only got 4, maybe 5 blocks left to go. Change the pole length to number 7. And he's just barely able to stick out of there anymore, and now he can reach the entire form again to pack. We've only got what, 1 more or 2 more?
1 more, it looks like. Yeah.
He gets it in the face.
You're real easy with that snow.
Put it. Just push across the thing, push that there edge up, come back. You want to make a nice smooth surface like this so that the tarp will seal. So I'm kind of just continuing the shape of the igloo on down. Now we need to dig our little doorway. Drop in. You make this door too small to begin with. You can always make it bigger, but if you make it too big, you can't patch it back up. Now I'm 8 inches past 8 inches of wall thickness. I can just go right up through. And I can hand the shovel in the guy and he can chop it a little bit. I had another shovel. I'd use it to move the snow, but